red room. So I have a video on my YouTube channel analyzing gray alien biology that I made over a year ago. In it, I compare my own experiences with gray alien biology to those of the Reddit EBO geneticist. He was the one who brought to light the idea that gray alien eyes are highly sensitive to light. In the video, I compiled all my contact events that occurred in dark environments. I couldn't help but wonder if the entity's sensitivity to light was connected to the room being lit with a red light. So I asked AI, if you were a species sensitive to bright light, would you prefer a red lit room? And this was the answer. Yes, if a species were sensitive to bright light, it would likely prefer a red lit room. Red light is generally considered the dimmest and least disruptive color of light to most biological systems, including the human eye and those of other light-sensitive species. This is because organisms often have lower sensitivity to the longer wavelengths that make up red light. The elder does have to use a computer in this red lit room, so perhaps there's something here where it aids her vision. I'm not certain, but it is an intriguing point. It's small details like this which display a real physics that start convincing me this location wasn't a hologram. To add more detail, I am certain the entities can control light. So here, the red light, what I witnessed in my experience with this contact event, the red light doesn't extend to the stage. It appears to end, and then the white light of the stage begins. Reading the script. I was also puzzled about why abductees were subjected to strange staging and testing procedures in which they acted out a scenario with aliens or found that they could operate complex devices or perform tasks they do not remember having learned. David Jacobs, The Threat. This line is reminiscent of my ability to all of a sudden be able to read their script in the 8th Contact event. So here's a brief conversation I had with the Elder about my ability to read their script in this moment. I asked her why I could read the script. She said, "You can't." Then I clarified, why could I sense the meaning of the words? And she replied, because it interacted with. And then there was a strong sensation around the object they have put into my brain. I believe this is what it looks like. A green gem. I've seen it in an alien dream. And sometimes these wavy holographic looking things emanate from it in my inner sight, especially when they are communicating from it. Once these there was a time once these holographic lines filled my vision, regardless of whether my eyes being closed or not. So the Elder was telling me the script was interacting with tech inside my mind, allowing me to feel the meaning of the script. And there's something very interesting about this object. While I was in my bilocated astral body, it was technically in the human body on Hornby Island. Does that mean there's an astral copy of the object in my brain? I guess it can be said to have left an imprint. Maybe it interacted with my dimensional body during the rising and created an imprint that remains even in my bilocated astral body. I don't know, but it definitely was active here in the 8th Contact event. Interestingly, this is the same device from where I can read the Mystic book script, put into me at the age of 16, but it is not the same script. So, all very interesting. Lastly, so I report in my 3rd childhood contact event that I witnessed a device that was tracking alien DNA in humans. I know this information on the tablet from the 8th Contact event will be deposited there, or something along those lines. I know it's going to be stored in this kind of more grander, database. I know all the information on this tablet is for the leader. And this is the leader's information. So just kind of a neat, when I start analyzing all the feelings behind everything, I can sense these details. The biological event. In John Mack's book, Abductions, he questions where the biological events are occurring, in what dimension. In what domain of reality is this breeding program and Peter's dual human alien identity, for example, taking place? Although to Peter and many others like him, the process is all too real. We do not know where or when any of this is occurring or will happen. We do not even know whether such words apply. It is as if beings that are semi-embodied and derived from another dimension have taken on the task or have been recruited to do so by some other higher intelligence of becoming embodied to the degree that they can combine biologically with human beings. But we have no knowledge of what this complex process, operating as if on the margin of biology and spirituality, really involves. If it is genetic at all, in the sense that we know this word, we have no information whatsoever about the genetic alterations that the aliens create might be, which could permit our species to merge. This quote is very fitting, considering that my own biological event occurred in a type of astral state. I've heard of this from other experiencers who have reached out to me, that their biological events have also occurred in an astral dimension. In both Max Abductions and Vallee's book Dimensions, the authors question whether biological events are meant to create an emotional bond between human and entity. I can attest that this is part of what occurs here, even though I'm not comfortable with it in the moment. Something I know from connecting with the Elder regarding this moment is the reason she overtakes me so abruptly is her excitement for intimacy. Like, that cartoon character Pepe Le Pew from Looney Tunes, right? He's always so obsessed to kiss the other skunk. So excited for passion. And it could be thought of as alien horniness. I'm just going to use this space to voice some of the more subtle feelings in me at that time. So something that lingered in me at the time and was disturbing was that my intuition led me here. Again, there was a whole thing about the way my spirit intermingled with the alien world. I had an intuition to go to Hornby Island, and here was a biological event occurring. It was as if the alien world, even though it was disturbing, was a part of my spiritual side. Also, a really interesting way of framing this moment, just one of the many. The Elder is merged in me, my soul, and she is who I am making love to. So she is all of it. She is therefore making love to the imprint of herself. And I know this helps them. There's something going on here with that is part of the biology. It's impacting the cellular structure. And that is all beneficial to them. Also, I know the Elder put that dimensional body in me during the 5th contact event for this very moment in the 8th contact event. I can feel it. And I know they needed the dimensional body to fully encompass the physical body, and now they can take from it what they need. What's interesting is in all the regressions I did on this contact event, I mentioned that I loved the lovemaking. It's still hard to wrap my own head around it, but there is a state of surrender in the back of my mind because they put me into this state, the bilocated body, so I know they are in control. Like they are in control of me as an energy. I was one of theirs, the experiment was theirs, the rising was theirs, and now this biological moment was theirs. So yeah, it's all just very interesting. What is also kind of, fascinating is in the hypnotic regression, after the intercourse, I feel good as I assess what happened to me. But again, the pushiness was shocking to my human mind. Yet it turns out all these years later was her excitement for lovemaking. So yeah, just some points I wanted to elaborate on there.